Hey, what's going on, guys? Austin AU here. So, I honestly did not want to make a video about it, but after hearing, um, what fellow sailors of mine had to say, and of course, always being told it's not best to talk politics in the military, I thought, why not share it here? It's not really the best, my honest opinion, not the best way to do it, but hey, what other way can you be open without getting aggressive or people losing their mind, you know? But, so I was scrolling around YouTube, I was eating dinner, and a YouTuber that I follow, and I haven't even seen his video. Adam Calhoun's video from yesterday that he uploaded called All Lives Matter. And I know there's going to be a comment saying, like, probably someone saying all Black Lives Matter has the same equality as all lives matter. That's for anyone that would say that. I'm not pointing fingers or calling anybody out, but for anyone that would say that, you're not entirely wrong. But you got to think, at the end, we're all humans, we're all created equal, and I'm sure that's what Adam Calhoun has to say about this whole situation with the riots and whatnot. So I will pull up the video. I'm not doing this on my laptop, but I will listen to what he has to say. I have this up all the way. Alright, here it is.
Not all people are bad.
Alright. Here we go. I know this isn't the best reaction video, but here it is. All Lives Matter by Adam Calhoun. Let's hear.
Not all people are bad. Not all people are good. It's the human race matters. What's the difference saying the human race matters and all lives matter? Nothing. It's the same shit. All lives matter. Let's start acting like it and being Americans, not anti-Americans, burning down the whole. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, and that's the saddest thing too. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Don't get me wrong. Black lives do matter, but to a point where we have to treat it as if that's the most important thing in this world. I am not one. I guess the best way I could say is just remember, we're all people. Don't always try to look for the bad in something, and just realize that no matter what goes on in the world, no matter what wrong has been done, at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all people. And I just don't know how else to put it. But let's continue on.
Right now, if you are a white person, you're saying all lives matter, you're being labeled a racist. Right now, it's perfectly fine to say no lives matter until Black Lives Matter. That's not racist. Listen, real close. All lives matter. And I ain't trying to hear, well, I was given a great analogy. If one house was burning down in a big suburb of houses, the whole town is burning down right now. Do I believe that Black Lives Matter? Yeah, obviously. But I believe that all Black Lives Matter, not just the ones that the media tells you. I live 20 miles south of Chicago, and over the last 2 weekends, 100 black men have been murdered by other black men. Where is the outcry for their injustice? Where is the outcry by Black Lives Matter? Why aren't you there?
Y'all really care about black people? Go to the ghetto. Go to South Chicago right now. These are frauds. These are people that are Democrats. Democrats ain't nothing but Dixiecrats. Let me tell you something. A Democrat been a racist from the beginning. All they did was hire a new face of a new form of KKK to come and oppress people.
I'm sorry. I hate to have that look on my face, but let's take that in for a minute. Someone actually called out that there were Democrats that were being racist. But of course, it doesn't surprise me that it was done by a black woman too. And because the media, they want to go all over the place and start telling you that, all Black Lives Matter, or if you're white and you believe all lives matter, you're considered a racist. I mean, I get tired of it. That's why the only thing in the news that I would watch is Fox News in my local area, rather for what's going on, local news, or the weather. That's about it. Anything, and I mean, at this point, I should probably try to avoid the news, because if someone was to chime in something that was with, like, pro-Trump, there would be someone that would probably chime in and be against Trump. And that's cool. You have your own opinion. But to a point where you have to make sure that I agree with you, that's a bit overkill. But this woman right here, calling out that there are Democrats that are pretty much considered racist to her, I'm not agreeing just because, she said so. Because, think, anyone that is anti-Trump, or anyone that's in the far left, is wanting to stir the pot and make America go down the drain. That's the way I see it.
To make them vote Democrat when the reality is they're racist. Where is the Black Lives Matter in Chicago? Where are they? When black people kill black people, they don't come out and do this crap. The only time they do this crap is when a white person touches them. They're the racists. They are the racists. Because white cops, it's wrong for a white cop to kill a black person, that's for sure. But if it matters, it should matter at all times. Stop forcing on people to accept that they're oppressed. They are not. I am not oppressed. I am black.
Oppression. Per capita.
First off, if you guys can't see this video very well through my reaction, I'll put a link to the original video in the description. But can we just take into the fact that because the media will put it to where pretty much they want to separate race and forget that we're all people. And the fact that they called out that Democrats, in their words, they're the racists. Yes, I know that there is good and bad to both sides because I'm a conservative Republican, and I've seen those that are considered the conservative Republicans, and they could be considered the shitty people. But I've also seen those that would be more into the left. I'm sorry, I'm opposite. The right and the left. I've seen good in the left. And I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want anyone to bug him with it. But there was a gentleman that I worked with. He's 25 years old. Him and I have talked politics very few times, and even if we don't agree on something, rather if it's politics or how we would take care of stuff in work, we get along in the end. Because outside of work, I consider him a friend. And that's one of the things you gotta understand too. Don't just look for friends that have the same opinion as you. Is it kind of nice? Yeah, but to me, it might be nice at first, but later on it gets old. And like I said, I have a few friends that are more in the left, and I kind of wish, and I kind of hope I can stay with them a little bit longer, because we may not agree on it, but they're still good people. That's it.
The wealthiest black people in the world live in America. Per capita, the highest paid wage black people live in America. The freest black people in the world live in America. Hello? If you go on your phone right now and go to any one of your social media platforms or go watch the news, you would be led to believe that white police officers are slaughtering thousands of black people in the street. That is untrue. And as much as you don't want to hear the statistics, if you go read, a black man is more likely to kill a police officer than the police officer killing that black man. That's a fact. You can't deny statistics. Go look it up. The greatest injustice happening right now is the division of people in our country by race. And the greatest injustices happening to black people right now are by black people. More black people are killing black people than anybody's killing black people in the country. Stop burning down your communities because you're burning down businesses that are owned by people of color, the same people you're protesting for.
Him bringing that up. First off, I'm glad that there isn't any riots or aggressive protesting going on in my town. I check with my family every day to make sure they're okay, make sure no one is like causing trouble in our subdivision. And so far nothing's been going on. And secondly, my honest belief, my opinions or belief, whichever one you want to call it, at this point, all the riots that are going on in the country, even the world, and they say for George Floyd, it's not for George Floyd. They're running out of ideas to get Trump, our commander-in-chief, my boss, out of office. And let's be honest, there's a lot more people that will vote for the man now than there will be back then. And my dad even brought this up to me because with how busy I can be from time to time, he'll look at the news and before he had enough of hearing about these riots and people stealing just random stuff out of stores, he found footage of a kid / young adult, and I say kid, I mean like teenager, and he was trying to run out with some clothes, and or it was something, whatever it may be, and the news reporters were like, "Oh, hey, we got this person. Hey, can you tell us why you're stealing these things?" Because I can. That's what that... Oh, and I thought, oh my God. So you pretty much admitted that this isn't for George Floyd anymore. This is all just for your shits and giggles. Let's continue on.
Please listen very closely. All your social media platforms and almost all the news media outlets are ran by the far extreme left. Then, when you go on your social media and look, or you go on the news and look, you would be taught to believe that what you're seeing is the majority, all because it's political. This has nothing to do with George Floyd's death anymore. This has everything to do with, it's an election year, Trump is running for president, we ain't having that, let's do whatever we can to cause complete chaos. Now you have Black Lives Matter.
I called it. And to the point where oh my God, because I'm going to be honest, they've been trying to get Trump out of office even before he got elected president. And there is something that me and a friend of mine were talking about. And she said, I'm not going to say who, but this lady friend of mine said to me, in her belief, that if Trump was to cancel the 2020 election, which it wouldn't surprise me if he had the power to do that, everybody would shut up about COVID-19, they would quit the quarantine, and they would go on with our lives. So, and I honestly agreed, because I was getting tired of the whole quarantine nonsense, especially for us military personnel, because we had to be quarantined for 2 weeks. And I just thought to myself, they're trying everything, but let's be honest, there's probably going to be more people voting for Trump than anyone else.
The organization saying, demanding defunding police. You know what? Let's do that. Let's defund police and have no law or order in this country for a week. This small little minority groups that you're seeing, I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about black and white people. These little minority groups who are brainwashed. Let's have complete lawlessness in this country for a week. You won't make it 24 hours. And then people say, well, the people that went against the Boston Tea Party and they were looked at and they started a revolution. The difference is they were patriots. You have a bunch of terrorists in the street right now. You ain't gonna last 3 minutes.
I agree, because at this point, nobody's actually... Because all the stuff that they're stealing, they're not giving it to George Floyd's family. The burning the buildings that they're doing, they did nothing wrong. Those small businesses didn't do anything wrong. And the fact that these are teenagers, young adults, pretty much, and probably even 20-year-olds that live with their parents, that are doing these riots and And I guarantee you that they don't really care about George Floyd's death anymore. They just believe that they can get away with stuff. Good Lord, I've been doing this for over 20 minutes.
When you let us all go out with guns, you don't even know how to load a gun. You don't even know what gender you are. You can't even eat meat. You are not ready for what you're asking for. Let's just say an inflated number. Let's just say 10 million people are protesting across the country, which is a totally inflated number. That is not even close. That is roughly 2% of our country that is protesting right now. But because you watch the far leftist social media, which I'm on right now, and news outlets, you would think, holy shit, they're the majority. You are not the majority. I am the majority. And people who think like me are the majority. The Democratic Party is not for the black people. The Democratic Party says, hey, listen, we will give you money, free money. We will give you this. We will give you more shit from the government. We will give you this so you depend on us, so you don't go out and get it for yourself. They keep you enslaved. You are slave to the Democratic Party. I don't want to make this about politics, but go read a book. No person deserves to be treated unjustly because of the color of their skin. If you're an extremist from the left or an extremist from the right, you are wrong. There is no room for racism from whites or blacks in this country. You are wrong. Police brutality to people who don't deserve it.
And that's another thing that I find absolutely crazy. Where I'm currently from, before I got enlisted in the military, in the Navy, all my buddies in high school, yeah, we make bad jokes about each other. But the funny thing is, at the end of the day, no matter what sort of bad joke you have, we don't see color. We see our brothers and sisters. That's how you should be with your friends. Even if you're different colors, don't see color. And the funny thing is that anyone that says otherwise, I want nothing to do with those people. And if they want to act all buddy with me, get out of my sight, because I'm not going to deal with someone that believes that their race is more superior than any other race, which is the true definition of a racist. Try looking in the dictionary a little bit, because if I have to point out the actual definition of it, then I'll be damned. I'll make this some school lessons. But it wouldn't surprise me even if this hit the trending page on YouTube, which I already know it does, probably won't, because I'm not YouTube famous. There's going to be those few people that are going to consider me a racist, all because I'm either patriotic, I'm serving my country, or I am stating facts.
Is wrong. If you come at a police officer with a weapon or swing on him, you should get shot, period. Some of you white people who are kneeling and apologizing and crying to black people, what did you do to these black people? Did you oppress them? Did you enslave them? What are you sorry for? Unless you did something wrong to them, what are you sorry for? Please, listen to me. Here's what they don't want. They don't want a white guy like me that looks like a racist-ass hillbilly standing next to a black dude who looks like a straight thug from the hood coming together. I would love that. And we can stand shoulder to shoulder, millions of us, and walk straight to these capitals and government official buildings and tell them, we're not taking any more of your bullshit.
Yeah, he was a cop, and my life was saved by a white man. I don't know what racism is.
Thank you. And like I said, if you guys had trouble seeing that, I'll put a link to the video down below. But, and that's another thing that I wish you could understand. Because here's the funny thing. I will admit, I have no beef with him anymore because 2 reasons. One, he was in boot camp with me. He was pretty cool. And secondly, I've been called worse, and third, I probably won't see him again. But there was a guy, I lost my train of thought. But I guess what I'm trying to get at here is, if you're someone that truly believes the media, whenever they're trying to divide race, then it would be best. I want you guys to give this a try. I want you guys, for those of you that follow CNN or any sort of news or media platforms that are pretty much going for this dividing of our country, I want you guys to try this for at the very least a week. Stay off the news, stay off the media, talk with your neighbors, talk with your friends, talk with your family, and I guarantee you that you would feel a whole lot better about the world if you got to know your friends, your neighbors, and you got to know the truth. And I know there's going to be some out there that see this and find the truth very hard to take in. But as someone that loves his country, is serving his country right now, and pretty much does not want to see his country be divided whenever he comes home one day, I just want people to understand that I love everybody, I love people, and I do not like it whenever somebody is trying to divide our country over something that is over the top, unnecessary. So I hope there's some of you that can understand where I'm going with this. If you do, give me a big old thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video, and be careful out there, and just stay out of trouble. Later.